everybody. This is Victor Siegel speaking, CFO of PIERER Mobility AG. I have the honor to present you the preliminary key figures for the 23 financial business year. I would like to start with a short overview who we are. PIERER Mobility AG is the leading manufacturer of power two-wheelers in Europe with its well-known brands KTM, GasGas, Husqvarna and MV Agusta. Our core business is to develop, produce motorcycles as well as e-bicycles, especially for the brands Husqvarna and GasGas. Before I start with the organization chart, I would like to show you a little bit historic development of our company. We started in 92 with 6,000 units a year, and last year we were able to sell almost 500,000 vehicles, meaning motorcycles with the various brands and also bicycles and e-bicycles. How we are structured. PIERER Mobility AG is a listed company on the Swiss Stock Exchange. We are divided in two segments. One is the motorcycle segment, our core business, with the brands KTM, Husqvarna, GasGas and MV Agusta. And since last year, we are also the European importer and distributor for the products of our strategic Chinese partner, CFMoto. The second division, which was in the last year the bicycle division, we will transform this division into a e-mobility division with the brands Husqvarna and GasGas. And we are also, together with our Chinese partner, the distributor for the Sihu product, which is an electric-driven scooter produced by CFMoto. The next three bars reflects or shows three divisions: design and R&D with Kiska, KTM R&D company, and Zero. Zero is a design studio in Barcelona. Then we have enlarging activities in digital transformation and IT with four companies. And last but not least, our racing division, which is very successful, especially in the off-road area, but also in the on-road classes, MotoGP, Moto2 and Moto3. I started my presentation with the brands we have within our portfolio. Here you can see what does we mean with these brands. All these five brands on the left side stands for products in the motorcycle division with its different meanings, and start with KTM. KTM is a pure racing brand, stands for ready to race. With Husqvarna, we want to approach customer which have a more focus on design, progressive mobility, and this stands for pioneers. With GasGas, our focus is on a young customer base, which is maybe a little bit more price sensitive. We are looking for new products, try to maybe bring some new vehicles into the market and play a little bit around with this brand. Last year, we were able to acquire a first stake, a 25% stake in MV Agusta, and the Italian luxury brand with a big heritage in racing. MV Agusta is the most successful company in on-road racing, but this is more than 40 years ago. But we tried to relaunch this brand together with our partner, and here we also announced last year that we have the possibility via a call option to go into the majority. And last but not least, CFMoto, where we have the distributorship for the European market, which is a very innovative Chinese company. Here we also work together in electromobility to develop new products with an electric-driven engine. With the two brands GasGas and Husqvarna, we are also in the so-called bicycle business here with a clear focus on e-mobility, meaning e-bicycles and maybe some other vehicles in that area. Where we sold our products. We sold our products especially in Europe and in the North American market, which are our important markets. Also in the other areas we were, I would say, more or less successful, especially in India and in Australia. We suffered a little bit in South America and Asia. Same for the bicycle division. The backbone here is Europe, but we also started last year selling bicycles in the US market. Only from a distribution perspective, a global company. We are also production-wise a global company. For sure, our headquarters here in Austria, in Mattighofen, produced most of the vehicles, especially the motorcycles we sold. But we have also a subsidiary in Spain, in China with our Chinese partner, a joint venture, and our core shareholder, second core shareholder, Bajaj, which produces motorcycles in Pune in India. And we have several so-called CKD operations, especially because of import duty reasons. How was the last year in numbers? We were able to achieve another record year in revenue with more than 2.6 billion euros in sales, but we suffered in our margin. Why? We had to support our dealers with extended payment terms and higher discounts. Especially the reason for that is the cost of inventory for the dealers due to the high interest rates increased significantly, and therefore they needed some support, which has an impact on our margin. We also had higher interest expenses due to the high interest rates, but also due to the fact that we supported not only our dealers, but we also supported our suppliers also to reduce their financial burden. The increase in headcounts last year was not in that dimension as we were used for the previous years. Increase was about 100 employees last year, but we are very proud of our apprenticeship program, where we have around 220 apprentices in our education area. From the segment perspective, motorcycle business last year was a very successful one. We achieved here an EBIT margin of 8.9%, but we suffered a lot in the bicycle division because of the completely turnaround in these markets. We had to strategic shift where we said we sharpen our focus on the core brands Gasgas and Husqvarna, and this was the reason why we sold the brand Raymon last year, and we are in the divesting process of the brand Feld this year. The balance sheet total itself increased because of higher inventory. This high inventory comes from the higher receivables due to the support to our dealers. The not ability deployed our ABS program in that way as we did last year because of these long-term payments to our dealers. The negative free cash flow was on purpose. As I mentioned before several times, we supported our dealers, but also our suppliers, and this had a negative impact on our net working capital and also as a consequence on our free cash flow. What does this mean when I talk about this strategic shift? The strategy for the upcoming 3 years is to have a clear focus on the core brands, KTM, Gasgas, Husqvarna, and MV Agusta. We want to position ourselves as the premium manufacturer of motorcycles and also e-bicycles in that area. We will have a clear focus on profitability. We will strengthen our activities in electromobility, especially with the brands Gasgas and Husqvarna. And we will intensify our strategic partnership with India and CF Moto in the area of production, industrialization, and R&D activities. It was a very challenging year, I would say not only for us, for the whole industry, especially in the bicycle area, but we are very optimistic that we will turn back into the profitability area where we are coming from as of 25, and 24 will be a year of a transition and realization of the strategic shift. Therefore, finally, I want to thank you for your attention, and will hope to welcome you as a shareholder of PIERER Mobility AG in the future.